In a world where people are dying to share their needy, self-pitying mood, let's be honest, just being around them drains you. Likewise, in acting, monologues can easily turn into what I call death by acting. It happens when an actor grabs onto the mood or the tone of a piece and decides to ride it out throughout the whole monologue, trying to manipulate the audience into feeling the mood as well, and by doing so, impressing them that the actor can really feel. You can tell it within the first several seconds, and you just want to die before the performer finishes acting all over you. Why? Because self-centered actors, just like self-absorbed, self-pitying people, are always a turnoff. The solution for this is scoring the scene, just like a musician would score a piece of music for a gig. Yes, I know, analysis. That's not my calling. I just want to act. Trust me, if you're one of those actors who surfs the emotion, you are boring. So this will take you all of 30 minutes. But the more specific you are in scoring the scene, the less you will play the mood. Here's how you do it. You'll need your script, double-spaced, a pencil, and an eraser. Why a pencil? Because this score is bound to change once you start rehearsing it. First, decide on the event of the scene. What's going on with your character? Remember that this monologue is only one little slice out of a larger pie, so decide what this part of the story is about. For example, in the monologue from Evil Little Thoughts by Mark Kaufman, Lloyd discovers through the speech that he just doesn't have what it takes to be a murderer. That's the event. So this monologue is about his journey of how he gets to that conclusion. Write the event at the top of the script so that you're always reminded of the journey that you're about to take through the speech. Think also about who you're talking to. If you don't know, then fill in the gaps of your information. In a monologue from Private Peaceful, Frankie and I decided that the character, Tomo, who's about to be executed during the First World War for desertion, we decided that he was sharing his memories of combat to a priest before he was to be executed for cowardice. And we decided that the priest was going to go back to Tomo's family with this information about Tomo's bravery. Bang! Instant relationship. Next, decide what your objective is. Your objective is just what you want. We all have objectives from the moment we wake up. So here, you just have to think what your character wants during this piece. And it's not the same as the event, and it's not about emotions or feelings or moods. In Evil Little Thoughts, Lloyd has hired a loser of a hitman to kill Lloyd's business rival. But they haven't even planned for the murder. So Lloyd now wants to organize these morons into putting together a successful murder. That's what Lloyd wants. Now write that objective below the event. And who's going to help you meet your objective? Your scene partner. Put it all on them. It's up to them to fulfill or threaten your objective. And incidentally, this is the antidote for onstage nerves, because the more focused you are on getting what you want, the less concerned you are about the audience and trying to impress them. Now throw yourself into the getting of what you want. These are your actions. Your actions are what you do to get what you want. It's a simple law of the universe, guys. You have a problem, you now have to take the actions to solve that problem. Otherwise, you're one of those boring actors who just stands there emoting. And that's death. So look through your table of actions, and if you don't have one of these, you can download it from Yada. Remember that I've divided them up into green, yellow, and red categories. If you want to be boring, choose a green action, just play that. Your audience will switch off of you in no time. If you want to build the piece to a climax of emotion, start green, then go from yellow to red. If your character's confused, bounce back and forth between the colors. And if the playwright is any good, he or she has already written it that way. And if you're still stuck in the land of mood, grab the emotions actions table. It will help you translate your emotions into something you can actually do to your scene partner. And remember, it's the doing that's the acting. So here are the actions for Lloyd as he wrestles with his feelings about the murder. Notice how each time you have a change of action, you draw a line and then write the new action. When does this happen? When you don't get what you want. Or when you do get what you want and you want to move on to something more. Or when you or your scene partner throws out some new or different information that makes you change your thoughts or your needs. Now look at your actions, and now you'll see a nice roadmap that makes sense. At this point, you're probably thinking, so what exactly do I do when I perform the monologue? The lines or these actions? Think of it this way. When you're actually talking to someone, are you focusing on your lines? Of course not. You're busy watching the person you're talking to see if they get what you're saying. Acting is no different. This is why you have to know your lines so well there's no way you can say them wrong. Only then can you focus on your actions, what you're doing to the other person. You just do what real people do. Forget about your lines. Just go out there and get what you want. It takes guts because it's like the old saying, jump and the net will appear. But you'll be more interesting, more spontaneous, and more realistic because everybody can relate to somebody who is wrestling with their insides. So instead of death by acting, score your monologue so you can take us all on a trip through life by acting.